So I've only got one way to describe this week's Raw, and I'm going to spell it out for you. S-H-I-T, shit. Yeah, this week's Raw was pretty bad. It was a dreadful go-home show for the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. I am really looking forward to Extreme Rules, but this Raw was absolutely dreadful. It was like the WWE took the E out of their name because there was no entertainment here. It was boring. It was so dreadful. If you missed this show, you wouldn't have missed anything. It didn't advance any single storyline. It was boring from start to finish. Nothing really happened. What did happen didn't really make a lot of sense. Boring. I almost fell asleep. It was absolute trash. So Raw started with a promo from AJ Styles and Roman Reigns, and as soon as that happened, I already switched off. It did absolutely nothing for me. It was simply a challenger coming out, saying how he's going to take the title from a champion, and that was that. It was boring, kind of pointless, a slow way to start Monday Night Raw. AJ and both Roman are not very good on the mic, so this was just crap. It was awful. So the start promo was bad. We then got probably the best match of the night, which was Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn teaming up to take on The Miz and Cesaro. I actually did pretty much like this. I liked how they had Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn on one team. I think that told a really interesting story, and I really liked this match. This was one of the only few things on Raw which actually entertained me, and it was really good. It was nice and refreshing to see so much energy and thought put into an Intercontinental Championship feud, and I'm really liking this feud. I think they're doing a great job with it. We've been treated to some really good matches between these four. Their match at Extreme Rules is going to be great. So this is one of the few things on tonight's Raw I actually did like. It was a good match. The finish was great as well, where you had Cesaro attacking The Miz when The Miz tried to do Cesaro's swing. Then Cesaro did a bloody skull-crushing finale. I mean, is there anything this guy can't do? And then Sami Zayn hits the Helluva Kick for the win for his team, and then Kevin Owens attacks Sami Zayn. So overall, I thought this is a perfect ending towards the match because it puts over everybody except the champion, because you had Cesaro do the skull-crushing finale to The Miz, you had Sami Zayn hit his Helluva Kick and get the win for his team, and then you had Kevin Owens look like a dirty heel by standing tall by attacking his own teammate Sami Zayn. So it gave loads of momentum to everybody in this match except The Miz. So I thought this was pretty perfect. This is one of the few things they did on tonight's Raw which is perfect. I really liked this match. I thought it was great. Can't wait for the match at Extreme Rules. Now, one thing we've got to talk about is the Shining Stars debut, and the one thing which has confused me over this whole thing is, why did they release Damien Sandow, but they've repackaged Primo and Epico about 3 times now, and it just never works. Damien Sandow made every single crappy gimmick he was given work, yet they seem to keep repackaging Primo and Epico over and over again. They're not really that special, and they've done it again on tonight's Monday Night Raw. I mean, to be fair, they look good in this match. You can tell they've improved, they've gone away. They look ruthless. Some of the moves they were hitting on these jobbers was great, so they took their moves really well. But at the end of the day, the Shining Stars gimmick is completely dumb. They've spent the last few weeks describing why Puerto Rico is amazing, but they're not even in Puerto Rico. They've gone back to the WWE. They sniff flowers. It's just stupid. It doesn't make sense. It's pointless. Is this ever going to get over? No, it isn't. Who gives a crap? It's another boring tag team against jobbers as well, so nobody's going to remember this debut at all. We're going to swiftly move on because we did get an announcement of the first Asylum match. Now, this is something to look forward to. We've got Dean Ambrose taking on Chris Jericho in an Asylum match. I really liked how they had the cage come down with freaking horror music. That was awesome. I thought that was great. But this match is going to be awesome. Now, there's weapons hanging from the top of the freaking ring. Dean Ambrose needs to win this match. Holy shit, this match is going to be great. I cannot wait for this match. Yeah. So, we also need to talk about Emma because now she's injured, which absolutely sucks because last week they brought down Dana Brooke to WWE, so they partnered them up again. But now Emma's out. It looks like Dana Brooke has kind of taken Emma's position because she won with a roll-up on Becky Lynch. So now I'm guessing Dana Brooke is now going to face Becky at Extreme Rules instead of Emma, which absolutely sucks because Emma was on a roll. I was really invested in her character. How it took her so long to come back to the main roster is ridiculous, but when she did come back a few weeks ago, it was insane. She's brilliant. How they haven't used her more is crazy. And then she gets injured and she's out for, she'll be out for ages, which absolutely sucks because I was really investing in this Emma character. She put on some great matches and now she's out. So Dana Brooke replaces Emma, which is annoying because they're giving something that I didn't really want to see. I wanted to see Emma, so we're seeing Dana Brooke instead. But nonetheless, it was a solid match. I don't think Becky Lynch is ever possible of putting on a bad match, because this match was great. I really liked it. Looking forward to their match at Extreme Rules, but I really wanted to see Emma against Becky Lynch, because their match first time round was bloody brilliant. Anyway, we then had Tyler Breeze and Fandango defeating Golden Truth, and this is where I sort of started to switch off, because we had like a 2-minute promo of Goldust and R-Truth building up their relationship. Will they, won't they become a tag team? How this feud has lasted this long is absolutely mental. They've put so much effort into editing, finding all the clips for a montage for this video package, and the video package lasted longer than the actual match. And Golden Truth didn't even win the match. I mean, how pathetic is that? It feels like such a waste of time when they keep doing crap like this over and over again. It was just such a waste of time. Tyler Breeze and Fandango going over. Hideous. Makes absolutely no sense. Such a waste of time. We've spent months and months. Will they be a tag team? They finally team up, and then R-Truth ends up kicking Goldust in the face, and they lose their first match. Brilliant. No. Anyway, we then got a next segment, which was probably the most memorable thing of tonight's Raw. We had the new DeLorean time machine. And I haven't really been a big fan of the New Day recently. I don't think their promo last week was that good. This was okay, but it just felt like they were sort of pandering to like the 7-year-olds watching Raw, and us adults watching at home, it's a bit cringy. I didn't think this was the best New Day work they've ever done. They do a lot of great things. They're really interesting. How they think of all the new ideas is crazy. So they're obviously going to start running out of ideas. Eventually, some of the stuff isn't going to get over. Some of the stuff isn't going to work. So I'm not going to hate on it too much because it was a cool idea. It wasn't pulled off that well. The crowd really didn't react to it. They didn't really care. But I think it's mainly down to the fact that the Vaudevillains, they haven't connected with the crowd. They connected with a small NXT crowd, but their gimmick just doesn't make sense. They're, stuck in the Dark Ages? Why? Why do they want to be stuck in the Dark Ages? What are they all about? They really don't bring anything new to the table. I don't find them that interesting. I think the New Day are going to retain, so when they just ambush the New Day, I was just like, ugh, God, who cares? But Xavier Woods, he did sell getting smashed into the time machine brilliantly. But yeah, who really cares? I didn't even realise the Vaudevillains were facing the New Day at Extreme Rules until last night. I was like, what? I completely forgotten because I don't give a shit. Anyway, the biggest gripe of the night was probably actually the Usos defeating Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. How much did they freaking pay for Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson for them to lose to the Usos a week before the Extreme Rules pay-per-view? They look absolutely pathetic. This made absolutely no sense. The Usos, they've been stale and boring for years. All they do is hit super kicks and say ooh so every few seconds, and they're beating freaking Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. They harp on all the time how these two have been so successful over in Japan, but they're just going to job to the Usos a week later. It makes absolutely no sense, and this is supposed to be a new era with fresh new faces, yet we've seen this match about, 4 weeks in a row, and that's not even counting the matches they've had on SmackDown. Absolutely ridiculous. This brought nothing new to the table. The only good thing about this match was the ending when AJ Styles hit his Styles Clash on the chair. I thought that was probably the highlight of the night. I thought that was brilliant, because when Styles was getting Roman Reigns into the Styles Clash, I was like, oh, he's just going to move out of the way. There's no way he's going to take a Styles Clash on the chair. And he freaking did. And that was awesome. I thought that was great. AJ Styles appearing to turn heel on tonight's show with a little bit of a crazy ambush on Roman Reigns. We're going to see how that one develops. But at the end of the day, does anybody really think AJ Styles is taking the title? I don't think they've really developed the storyline that much on tonight's show. Swiftly moving on, we then had a really pointless match with Big Cass defeating Devon Dudley. His promo was, he needs Enzo back, he really does. His promo last week was great, but this one was just weird. It was just, didn't make a lot of sense. It was like, just, you're only good at fighting, just fight, don't get on the mic. Alberto Del Rio defeating Kalisto. We've seen this match so many times. Rusev attacks Sin Cara backstage. Who cares about Sin Cara? Who cares about Rusev? This was completely pointless, given way too much time. Del Rio against Kalisto. We've seen it all before. Kalisto has just completely taken all the credibility John Cena spent months building up for that United States Championship, because this championship means absolutely nothing at this current point, and Kalisto's absolutely killed the title. Anyway, the ending segment. Why was it the ending segment? I have no idea. Why the women's contract signing was the ending to this show, the go-home show for Extreme Rules, is absolutely crap, because it's just such an anticlimax. Oh, we're going to sign a piece of paper, and Raw's ended. Like, what an anticlimax. What a crappy way to send off to Extreme Rules. I thought this was awful. It was just, it was just such, it was just, it just did nothing for me. It was just a bit boring, and it was just so out of place. You should have had AJ hitting his Styles Clash on Roman Reigns on the chair to end the show. Why this ended the show, I have no idea. People are going to complain in the comments, oh, they're giving women's wrestling a chance, they're giving it more spotlight, but was this really the most exciting way to end Raw? Obviously not, because nobody believes Natalya is going to take the title off Charlotte. So who cares about this feud? It's just a filler match. We saw it at Payback. It wasn't that good. Who really cares? What an anticlimactic Raw. Extreme Rules is going to be good, but this sucked. There was no entertainment. It was boring. Nothing advanced. If you missed it, I wouldn't be too bothered, because nothing really happened. I thought this was absolutely crap. I gave Raw a benefit of the doubt last week. I was one of very few people who said it was good, but this one was rubbish. I just cannot deny that, and I cannot look at any positives. The only positive is the Intercontinental feud, because Kevin Owens is on fire. He needs to be the face of the WWE, not Roman Reigns, because he is absolutely insane. Anyway, I'm going to give this week's Raw a 4 out of 10. It was probably one of the worst this year, especially due to the fact it was a go-home show for a bloody pay-per-view. Anyway, thanks for watching, smash the likes, take care, spike your hair.